And we're here with Renee Lucas this morning. It is starting, dare I say it, to finally warm up.
Oh my gosh, I'm so ready to see that sun every single day.
And it's been somewhat consistent too.
Yes, it has been, and I think we're all ready for it. Spring fever, I know, is running in our shop.
But it raises a question. At what point do I need to begin thinking about using a dehumidifier in my home?
Okay, if you feel sticky, that's to say, I think that's what people can relate to is like, man, it's comfortable in here, or I think it is because the temperature on my thermostat says it's 70,
right,
but it just feels sticky. It feels uncomfortable in here, right? That is usually a humidity issue. So in the winter, we often think about humidifiers, right? So we're adding moisture to the air because Indiana is known for very dry winters. However, we have the exact opposite problem here in Indiana. And so in our opinion, everybody needs a dehumidifier.
Right.
Yeah.
And the follow-up question to that is really, what are the benefits of using a dehumidifier?
Okay, that's a great question. So let me say this about Indiana weather. So times like this, we can have 70, 75 degree weather, even close to 78 degrees or so, and you think like, oh, that's great weather to just open my windows, right? But the humidity is 80%, 90%, 100% outside. And so that creates the issue that we have in our home because our air conditioner doesn't really need to run that long to meet temperature. But then because of that, it's not running long enough to remove all the humidity from your home, okay? So humidity levels can easily get to 80%, 90% in your home. And think about when that starts to happen, you can have mold issues, you can have that sticky, very uncomfortable feeling. Your wood flooring and musical instruments that are stringed instruments can get out of tune. And that's not something that we want in our home. We want a more consistent humidity level all year long.
Now, do I want to use a dehumidifier that's for the entire home? Honestly, I've never even seen one that hooks up for the whole house.
Oh my gosh, well, we've got one actually, so we can go down and take a look at it.
Okay,
let's do it. Okay, so George, this is the whole home dehumidifier, this unit right here. So you can see that it actually has a drain coming from the backside and around to the sump pump, but it's standing here and it's not connected to anything else, right? That's because in this application, we're using it just to pull humidity from the basement, okay? So this is a standalone dehumidifier. Now, we actually have it prepared to pipe into the whole home, to pipe into the furnace and up into the ductwork, so that way we can remove humidity from the whole home.
Now, I'm imagining that when you call on a home, you're able to figure out pretty quickly whether a standalone unit is enough or whether you need to plug it into the whole system.
Yes, and that completely depends on humidity levels in the home, how much shade is around the home. So we love trees, right? But if you have a lot of big mature trees, it helps to protect your home from the sun, which is great, but it really creates a humidity problem because the air conditioner, again, is not running long enough to remove humidity from the home. So you can have a really comfortable temperature setting, but a very sticky feel in the home because of that humidity.
Now, I imagine there's a price difference between a standalone unit and one that is integrated into the whole system.
Absolutely. So there's even a price difference between that. So if we would do a standalone dehumidifier with a drain, that's going to be different than if we actually take the ductwork and pipe it into the home, right? You're going to be probably, between $3,000 and $5,500 to have that done for your home, okay? It is its own unit with drain, ductwork, everything else. Now, the portable units, and sometimes people confuse those with a standalone dehumidifier, portable units tend to have a small drain that you just kind of stick into a sump pump like that, or stick it into a sink, or they have like these containers where you have to constantly empty the water.
Which is what my siblings and I had to do when we were kids. We pulled that drawer out and had to dump it every few hours in a humid climate.
Man, I'm telling you what, and that is a chore. That is a chore. And then if you don't get the water, it just shuts off and then just quits working. So.
Now with a unit like this, what are we talking about in terms of just maintenance?
There's not a lot of maintenance to do. So you can have it serviced once a year just like you would a humidifier. So this right here is the whole home humidifier. And so sometimes people will mistake this unit for this unit, right? But they're very, very different. But again, like this needs serviced once a year. We get this serviced once a year.
So what are we looking at in terms of our goal? What is the percentage of humidity we want to be comfortable?
That's a great question. And here's what's funny about that is with smart thermostats now, people know their humidity levels. And so we'll get calls and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's 80% humidity in my house. We're like, well, it's always been 80% humidity. You just didn't know it, right? Because you didn't have it on your thermostat. But generally 45 to 50% is where you want to be. And so when it's really, when it's really humid outside, it's hard to to even sometimes hold that 50%. You really need like a whole home dehumidifier to be able to do that.
All right, so this is as simple as calling LCS Heating and Cooling.
It is.
All right.
It is. We want you to be comfortable in your home. Get rid of that sticky feeling.
There you have it,
Yes.
folks.